work that we're doing is focused on understanding risk factors for the development of a psychotic disorder, which is a very serious mental illness that typically begins in late adolescence or early adulthood. And so we're trying to understand what are some of the earlier factors that might predict who's most at risk for developing a psychotic disorder. The task that the subject is doing right now is to essentially look at little symbols and match them up to a number. And so this is a task that really requires a lot of different cognitive processes, because you have to be able to remember those symbols, hold them in your mind, and remember what number they correspond to. And you have to do it as quickly as possible. So it really requires speeded information processing. And this is something that we've found to be very impaired in people that have schizophrenia. Obviously, the costs of serious mental illness in our country are incredibly it's incredibly expensive. Once people develop a serious mental illness, the cost of long-term treatment and the cost of work disability are in the billions. And so trying to identify people that are at risk earlier and possibly prevent those cascading negative effects in terms of long-term outcome is really what we're trying to do. So funding is a huge challenge, and one of the biggest challenges for people who are experiencing these early symptoms is really getting into appropriate treatment, getting access to care, getting access to the kinds of treatment providers that have expertise in this area. And then the other key part of this is that we really need more research in order to understand what interventions are going to be most effective for people given a particular risk profile. Given a certain cluster of symptoms, what interventions should we apply? And that's where we really need better understanding of these early phases of illness.